Travel and Tourism Persuasive Presentation by Spencer Palm. Dynamics of Tourism. People travel for many different reasons. Some travel for business and some travel for fun. When being in the business of tourism, you must be familiar with all of the different dynamics of tourism. When getting into the business of tourism, make sure to consider the following. You are selling the world. You are selling memories. You are selling bragging rights. You are competing against every other memory and experience that guest has ever had. This is a huge responsibility in many ways. Guests will sometimes spend thousands of dollars to visit your destination. As the service provider, you should make sure you are able to provide the guest with top-notch service during their vacation. Types of travel and tourism. There are technically many different types of travel. Two main segments of travel are business and leisure. Business travel often includes business functions, development, and incentive. Leisure travel can often include adventure, cruise, golf, honeymoons, eco, family, luxury, spa, special lifestyle, and winery. Segments of travel. Incentive travel is typically all-inclusive, which is when travel is sold for a total price including rooms, food, taxes, and most incidentals, so that the traveler can enjoy the trip without paying for small incidental costs. Arrangements are usually made for travel to a very desirable location. An excursion is a small add-on experience or trip that typically lasts less than a day. Niche travel is a small, unique area of specialty or special interests. A charter is a bulk purchase of a boat, plane, auto, or bus carrier. It is sold by time, distance, head count, or a combination of these and other variables. Code sharing is an agreement between two or more airlines that permits the use of viewing and booking on the system of another. Segments of travel continued. Yield management is a pricing structure common to air and hotel companies. The goal is to optimize profit while balancing supply and demand. Hub and spoke is a configuration of air travel resembling a wheel with a center hub being the main airport, with spokes leading out of it connecting to small cities or other hubs. An open jaw is a flight in which a passenger arrives at a point and departs from another, making an outline of an open jaw on the map. Accommodations are involved in most travel. It typically includes a room for bedding, but also food, services, or anything else needed during a trip. A pension is a French term meaning guest house or boarding house, or the payment for such is essentially a lesser lodging establishment with or without meals. Providing quality service. When you are in a leadership position in tourism, much is demanded of you. You need to make sure you can deliver quality service to guests. The main points of quality service are know your product, know the people, know yourself. And once you know those three things, you can blend the three together to best meet the desired goals of all. You need to know the product so that you can better serve the guest. Guests can be tricky, so you need to make sure to develop relationships and learn their motivations. Once you do that, you can serve them better. You finally need to know yourself. You need to be confident in your knowledge in what you are selling. When you blend these things together, you can deliver quality service. Dynamics of the macro environment of tourism. There are many variables of tourism that lie in the macro environment. It is hard to control variables such as the following: accommodations, transportation, food and beverage, destinations and events, vendor services, environmental, cultural, and demographic variables. With these factors in mind, providing quality service means calculating the likelihood of the success of many variables outside of your direct control. Changes in tourism. Because of the age of communication, guests are educated in areas like never before. They have, in a sense, become content experts in micro areas. This leads to advantages and disadvantages. Some advantages include informed customers, confidence to experience other little-known products, and advanced product knowledge. Some disadvantages include arrogance, leading to overconfidence, customers having more knowledge than you in niche areas, leading to a lack of confidence in the travel professional, and knowledge limited to specific areas, causing poor decisions. They are able to book their own flights, but they have no knowledge about how to change their flight without triggering high costs. In the TED Talk that Ian Yeoman gives about the future of tourism, he mentions that tourism will continue to change in the future. He states that based off past numbers and current projections that travel by 2050 will increase in numbers exponentially, with over 4 billion people traveling internationally. He also talks about projections that by 2050 there will be more old people than young people. When you take those projections into account, you need to consider them as macro environmental factors. When preparing for the future of your company, you need to try to offer more experience that cater to an older crowd. If more people are traveling, will you have more rooms available? You have to know the product and be able to anticipate these changes to make the guest experience as great as possible.